Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and today we are going to do Dee Dee Farago's concept or idea tome book, where, you know, she's doing like an idea book or journal or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to do more like an idea binder, where I'm going to make things and keep them in those clear pockets for binders and just keep it in a binder. That way if I want to take it out and look at it, I can, or whatever. But you can definitely do it the way she's doing it, where she's actually made a tome or a large book to put it in. So either way, mine's the lazy man's way, because shock and surprise, right? So the first thing you will need is an envelope, and I just made this out of that brown paper. It doesn't have to be anything fancy at all. This measures 5 and, sorry, I'm really struggling to see this, 5 1/4 by, and this is just needs to be an approximation. I was just kind of thinking I wanted like basically a 5-inch envelope this direction, and then it's almost 4 the other direction. So I used my envelope punch board to make it, and I think I used, it was the 7 1/4, so it's for a 3 1/2 by 5-inch card. You cut the paper 7 1/4 by 7 1/4, and you score it at 3 1/8 inch on the score line. So if you want to make one exactly that size, you can do that, because what I want obviously is for it to fit on a journal page like this. I don't want it to be any bigger than the journal page. So that's where I was going with that whole idea. But you don't even have to have that size. You could have one a little bit smaller if you wanted a smaller pocket or all that. I put the pockets in here in our calendar journal and did a little fabric cluster and a little fabric cluster here. And at the back I have signed a piece of fabric. There's more fabric underneath. There's a little fabric cluster here, and put that pocket on. And these pockets aren't, you can't put anything behind them. I just figured going onto fabric, I wanted to glue them all the way down so they weren't, you know, loose at all. So I got that much done. And then I was like, I want to do this thing that Dee Dee's got going. So I just think it'll be fun. So I saw a collage. Oh, and you'll also need a piece of paper, and it can be ledger, it can be graph, it can be new, it can be old, it can be coffee dyed, it could be a piece of coffee dyed paper, it could be a piece of book page. It doesn't have to be anything specific. And then roughly it's 3 1/2 by 4, a piece that size. And I just took a piece of ledger paper I had, folded it in half and glued it all together just to give it a little thickness, because I wanted it to have some weight. So that's what I did there. And this is, my sister brought this to me. It's an old scrapbook that was my dad's in 1948, and it had extra pages at the back, and that didn't get used, and this one was fallen out, so I thought I could use a piece of this to do this as well. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see, I want, how big did I say this one was? Like 3 1/2, yeah. So let's make this one more like 4, maybe let's just try 4 1/2 and see what we get here. I'm gonna try to sort of rip it straight, and you can just use whatever you have. I know not everybody is gonna have this particular stuff, but you could use that Manila drawing paper would work for this. Like Manila file folder would work, and you could stamp like some script on it or something like that. You don't have to have these things. Like, it's taken me years to get up some sort of collection of things, and like this is just was a lucky thing that my sister had and brought to me. So and I won't be using all of the pages, but this one was falling out and it has like an ink stain and stuff, so I thought it was kind of perfect. I'm actually going to tear the other side just enough to give it a tear mark. And this is super brittle, so trying to, it's pretty thick paper, but it's just real brittle from age. But it does feel a lot like that Manila drawing paper, so I think you could definitely use that and like scrunch the edges and, you know, make it look more worn. And I think I might fold this this side's cool too. So I think I'll fold it up like that. And it's probably going to break down here. Oh, it didn't. Yay. So that is roughly, and I'm just winging this. Like I said, I was looking at Pinterest and I was looking at collages. And for some reason, sometimes when I look at collages, depending on the collage, obviously, I see pockets. And so it actually is a really good way. I've gotten lots of pocket ideas by doing that. Like a lot of the collage pockets that I was doing last year were from things like that. So yeah, I was just looking at these really cool artists' collages of just stuff, you know, like paper and stuff, and I just thought of pockets when I looked at it. So that's what I'm going to do with it. And I'm gluing this all the way together. I suppose you could make a pocket out of that, but this paper is just super fragile, so I just really want to minimize the amount of thin layers kind of thing. And I'm just going to kind of glue this down sort of randomly. Because I don't want this to just get broken off. I want to keep that look of that. But that manila paper, like I said, this feels a lot like that. It would probably crunch and stuff just like this does. I kind of don't want, I think I'm going to actually get the glue off of there. Glue it up this way a little bit. Squish it a little bit. So you're just kind of, I don't know, playing with the paper really, just to get it the way you want it. Basically, with the glue, I'm just stabilizing it so that it has another layer to stick to. I'm going to even do the same thing with this piece, because I don't want it to fall off. I want it to stay as part of it. I like that because it's got the hole right there from the, you know, where it was held into the scrapbook. Keep getting it all over the side. For some reason it's like oozing it all over. Doesn't normally do that, so I'm not sure what the deal is. I am getting near the bottom. I guess that could probably be it. Let me get a little bit more in here. Okay, so I've pretty much got that where it's not going to hopefully break off pieces anymore. Hopefully. Maybe it will. But I guess that'll just add to its character. And I love the way manila paper inks. It's really cool. I think I actually kind of want to make some marks up there. And the bottom doesn't really matter. But yeah, I love this idea, and I've wanted to make an idea book forever, but like I said, I didn't really want to make the book. It just seems like I've always got other things going on. So I'm going to grab my Tim Holtz stamps. So I just never felt like I had time to do that. But I decided I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to put them in a binder. And then if later I want more of a book or whatever, I can work on that. But at least I'll have the ideas, because I keep forgetting ideas, which we all do. And so yeah, I think I'm going to use black, because I'm just going to do a few little things on this. Yeah, because you get making things, you're like, oh, I really love this pocket, and you might make it a couple times, or there's a lot of pockets I've done over the last 3 years of doing YouTube and never done them again. So, yeah, oh, I thought I had that part over You're not going to see all of it. But I just want something on there. So then what the collage was like an envelope that had random pieces of paper in it, just like sticking out of it like this. You know, and it made like a collage. But I see a pocket, and then I need another taller piece, just a little bit taller, that I'll glue the flap to. That'll be another pocket. So what do I want to use for that? I could use my music paper, because this is pretty janky paper. And I think I'll just glue it onto a piece of book page, which, I mean, I guess this could get kind of thick, which you don't necessarily want. But if you're using old papers that are this thin, I don't think it'll make it. It won't be long for the world if you back it with something. So I don't need the whole width, I don't think. That might actually work. Let's take some of it off. I really like those folds and things on that, though. I guess we can do those again. Because I just want it to be about like that, I think. There's another fold right there, actually, so we'll just take advantage of that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just trim the book page I put under there. I always end up getting ink on my, of course that's the permanent one. Okay. I almost think I want to back that with Manila paper, because I don't like the whiteness of that paper, and I had a piece. What I do with it? Sorry, I'm just looking for a piece of paper to put that on. I guess I could just use this, even though I'll just use this center part where it's not very interesting. I don't think I want it that tall either, though. It just needs to be a little bit taller to cover up that top flap. So like probably there, because we don't want it like hanging off the top of our journal page, right? This will just give it another, oh my gosh, look at that glue. Seriously. I've never had one do that before with the art glitter glue. I guess it is running empty or something, but it's just oozing everywhere. Usually the biggest problem I have, if you hear somebody yelling, it's my son. He's playing video games with his friends, and they're not really like angry, they just get, you know, wound up and yelling at each other. So I apologize if he's not mad. He's just, well, he might be mad, but he's not mad in like a scary way or anything. They get plain and they get so wound up about it. Silly. Silliness. So, yeah, that's what he's doing, though. Had to take him into the orthodontist today and had to go get a haircut, and I'm such a dope that I went an hour earlier than I was supposed to be there, because for some reason in my brain I thought I was supposed to be there one time when it was an hour later that I was supposed to be there. I'm like, why do I do that? So then I just had to go like find something to do, because I wasn't going to drive all the way home and all the way back, because, you know, that would have been silliness. And I couldn't have really gotten anything done even if I'd come home, because I would have just had to leave again. But yeah, so duh. I'm telling you, I just really need to start. I have a calendar and I'm going to start writing things down. I used to be able to remember everything, but I just can't anymore. My brain just does not work like it used to, and I just need to accept it and write everything down. lady that cuts my hair, she's so nice. She's like, I'm so sorry. It's like, it's not your fault. I'm the ding dong. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm just goofy, that's all. Okay, so that'll give that some thickness. Put it in here, and then like I said, I'm going to glue the flap right on there like that so that it's a pocket. And I think I will clip them. So I'll have a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, right? Okay. So let's see, do we want to put, we need something on there. And I know I don't have to decorate all these, but I figure otherwise this video is going to be super short because I'd like almost be done by now. So I might as well do a little decorating and stuff so that it's not quite so short. So I got this. Do I have any other random paper? I like, see, I cleaned up. So when you clean up, then you don't have all the cool stuff sitting around that you normally have. So that's a good excuse not to clean up, right? You can say, well, I didn't clean it up because I need some of the stuff that's there. Jeez. I like how it says Merry Days. That's cute. Yeah, I even closed the door to the room here because he was being so loud when I was getting ready to start my video. They're so funny. How crazy they get over that. It's like, it's supposed to be fun. And you're all yelling at each other. That doesn't sound fun. But then I get done, they're all laughing, and it's like, okay. Silly. And I don't know what else I got. Ooh, this one's cool. Some of these things I'd probably want to keep anyway, so it's kind of cool to put them in my dip book because then I can keep them. And I am going to hook those down. I know you're probably thinking, how are they going to be pockets when they're not even attached, but we're going to do it, I promise. Just get this thing down. Okay, I think I want this one first. And I want to glue that to itself and that to itself and make a big mess with the glue because my glue is being a pain. So we got somebody coming to look at our windows on the front of our house where my craft room is. For a long time it's been messed up, but we, you know, didn't really worry about it because the kids were in here and there wasn't a big need. But because I'm getting the glow forge, we have to vent out a window, and our windows are a little bit messed up, which is really irritating because this house is only 13 years old. It's not like it's super old. But anyways, the windows have never really worked right. And so somebody's going to come and give us a bid on, we don't know, either fixing those or putting in new windows, which I don't really want to put new ones in, but if we have to, because like I said, they've never really been right. But that just may be, you know, we don't know how, we're not window fixers, like we don't know how to fix windows. I mean, I guess if we knew how to do that, that would be helpful, but we don't. So anyhow, got somebody coming tonight to give us a bid on that. Do I want both of these or just that one? I guess I could kind of tuck that in there. Probably should have thought about that before I glued everything down. I love crinkling everything up. It's so fun. And I got these stamps from artvarkk. So, and that's on Etsy. So if you're looking for stamps, she's got lots of good stamps. I'll try to remember to link it. I kind of stink at that, but if you can't find it or whatever, just tell me and I'll send you the link or get the link for you, whatever. All right, so that's that part. Now let's get these pockets glued in here. This ought to be interesting. I honestly don't know, because like I said, this just came to me as like, hey, this would be cool, right? Okay, so this pocket actually will be behind. Oh, is that going to work? Let me see here. How could I do it so that that's the back pocket? I wouldn't want to attach it entirely. I just want to come down this side and this side, and then the envelope flap will get attached to the page. That's what I need to do. And then come up this side to give us our pocket. Okay, we're going to try this. Wish me luck. It might be smart if you're going to make an envelope to leave it open and then, you know what I'm saying, put all your pockets in and then you could close up your envelope. That would be the smarter way to do it. Okay, I didn't glue. No, okay. So then when you attach this to the book, this would have to get glued down so that you're not bumping into it all the time. I suppose you probably could just cut it off. That would probably be the easy way. And I am actually going to go ahead and put notches with my handy dandy. I can't tell where the center is because I chopped part of the page off. This looks good. It's not going to make that big of a difference, I don't think. Okay. And then this one is going to go this direction more. So same thing, same gluing technique. Oh, this glue drives me crazy. Do I want to? I'm just going to put a little thumb notch in this one because it's going to have to take out that basically. This way. I've got the shaky hands today. It's probably because I haven't hardly eaten anything. Been too busy running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But I got excited because I was at my hair appointment. I was going to do a different pocket that I did like 3 years ago when I first started doing YouTube. And then I saw that collage and could see the pockets and was like, oh, I want to do that instead. So that's why this is very haphazard and not super certain. Okay. But if you do have some old papers, they do look cool, but I would get it if you did not. So when you glue this down onto a piece of paper, you may want to put a little bit of glue right here and right here as well. It's right there. Okay. Now this one is going to go here. And you can even lift it out a little bit if you want it to come up out of the pocket more. So it's going to be the same thing, just going to glue on the 3 sides. My husband's home. What in the world? He never gets home early, hardly. Every once in a while. I guess not never, but he got a new job. Yay! So he'll take a pay cut, but at this point I'm just happy for him because he deserves to have a break. His job is way crazy demanding. And he's been doing it for 13 years, so I'm glad for him. Okay, so pocket, 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 pocket. what do you guys think of that? Let me know. And then we will do a different pocket the next time, obviously, to put in our book. And I don't have my binder yet. I ordered it, but I got one of the like 3-inch wide binders because I know it's going to get thick, you know, by the time you put all the pockets and things in. So let's see kind of if I can find a tag, which you would think I would have millions. Let's see if this will work. Pocket there. It's not super deep, that one. This one will be pretty deep. Did it get stuck where it wasn't supposed to? Probably. And then this one. So let me get in here and figure out. This one should be almost to the bottom. I think it just, you know, when I was sliding it in there, I got a little glue where it wasn't supposed to be, I think, is what happened. That's the tricky part. So I think if I was going to do it again, I would not close up my envelope. But if you're already using a closed up envelope, you just gotta finagle stuff sometimes, you know. Okay, so now I should be able to slide that in there, yeah. Okay, and this one will go back here after you get that glued down to your page. So yeah, so that's my pocket for my tome. And I know that this video is a little shorter. These might be a little bit shorter just depending on the pocket we're doing. And some days, if I have another idea, I'll show you, you know, another idea or whatever. I guess I could show you the one I was going to do real quick because it's a pretty easy one. And it's probably something you've seen lots of times, but I did this, like I said, like 3 years ago when I was first starting on YouTube. I think I just need, can't remember if it was 2 or 3. But I like the torn edge, and I just used book page, and you probably don't want it longer than, what do you call it, 8.5, right? Because otherwise it's going to be too long for your page. So let's tear this at like, I'm going to tear it here, and then I'm going to tear some off the bottom. But I do like the torn edges, and you can make them any size you want. So just use the book page that you have, you know, for whatever size that you want to use. Okay, so the first one you're folding, there's no specific amount. Just kind of look at it, and I'm leaving about, I don't know, an inch, but it's going to be less because I'm going to tear a little bit off of here. I like the torn look. If you like that straight, if you want a straight edged pocket, then just cut it, don't tear it. But you're just folding one over that way, and then you're going to come in and fold the next one over get that done. And then this one I'm going to come like this because I want pocket, 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 and then I'm going to have another small kind of a tuck pocket here. That's all it is. So you just got 2 pieces of paper. I thought it was 3, but it's only 2. To give you 4 staggered pockets. And like I said, if you want straight cut pockets, then just cut it instead of tearing it. I do want it a little folded a little straighter, would be helpful, right? And then you can ink all the edges, and you're going to glue like down here. Now my glue won't come out after all that. Just don't want to glue all the way to, and I think Paper Outpost has done ones like these. And I'll try to remember to link my original video on it, because that will probably give you a little more, because that was all that video was about, so give you a little more info on it. But you don't need any specific size of book page. You can use any size book page that you want to use, because you might want it shorter or whatever. And I would definitely ink all those edges just so you can see them a little bit better. You could also thumb notch them if you wanted to. But yeah, you can make it as tidy or as messy as you like. Since we're kind of going with the messy look today, we're going to have that one be messy too. Alright, so I hope you guys like that. So that's Good little pockets there. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you so much for everything. Hello to new subscribers. Hello to people who have followed me for a long time. I love y'all. So have a great day. Bye-bye now.